So we're here at IEM Sydney with Twistzz from Liquid. First off, you guys have a bye today. So you're getting up to much?
Not really. Obviously, we have obligations today, so signing session, which all the fans are very respectful and actually like us, so it's nice. And press so far is going pretty smooth, and then we just have practice after, so it's good.
So it's straight back to playing, getting that practice?
Yeah, always. On all of our off days at all events, we're always practicing. So.
If we're looking ahead towards your semi-final, out of the two teams it could be, who do you hope you're going up against?
MIBR, just for the storylines, and we like to play for some, and we still are kind of like friends with like Zeus and Taco, so it's always a fun rivalry.
So talking about Zeus and Taco, obviously you guys have had a bit of a change up recently. How does that change, I guess, the team dynamic?
When it first happened, the swap, it was a pretty big change. I guess like our power could be, I guess, framed as our honeymoon phase, which it kind of was. And after that, really the work through things, we were like struggling for a bit, and then we finally got back to it, and now it feels better than it used to before, so it's good.
So it's just a period of adjusting, and then you're back up to being real good?
Pretty much. It's just like, of course, you bring in a new player with different skill sets, and he's nowhere near like Taco. He's mechanically just better in like most ways, and he also has a lot of experience with him. And Eric Adren, he's a pretty good coach, and I think he's really liking his new role, so it's good.
So if we're looking in the North American region right now for Counter-Strike, most people would, I guess, just point at you guys and just say, that is North American Counter-Strike. I guess, how does that feel?
It feels really good. Like 2-3 years ago, North American CS was considered like a joke. And I'm happy now that, energy's up there. And we're both the teams that 2-0'd and made it into the semifinals here. So I feel like specifically energy and us are like definitely the representatives for North America. And it's good to feel that, NA is kind of just stronger than Europe now. It's good.
Let's just not talk about Cloud9.
I don't know. They're going through a lot right now. Obviously, their scenario was pretty harsh. They have really good players on that team, but right now I feel like they're handicapped by the situations that are happening. When you're always like changing players and stuff, people don't realize the effect it has on players individually because Automatic's really good, but now he has to get used to playing with new people, and it's always going to be a change no matter what, like adjusting, and maybe you like lose people that you're really close to or they get cut from the team, so it's just like situations like that.
So coming into IEM Sydney, if we look at all the teams, I guess you guys were pegged as an early favourite. Does that affect the way you guys go into playing this tournament?
Not really. Before the event, we obviously have high expectations for ourselves with Charles not being here. And, I don't think it really plays a factor. We just know we have to play hard and want it more than other teams do.
With the bye today, do you think that's, obviously you said, you're going to go back and practice. Would you prefer to have played a game today, or having a rest day is better for you?
I think having a rest day is just better. Obviously, I feel like we could have used it a lot better. Unfortunately, it rained the day, so not much you could see, but Sydney seems like a really beautiful place, and I wish we kind of had more time to explore as a team, just stay closer together. But, practicing is really good too, and it's beneficial for us, so it's okay.
So talking about that, obviously you guys have travelled quite a bit to be here. What is, I guess, your opinion on the travel schedule, jumping all over the place for tournaments?
I think 2019 has been laid out way better than 2018. Obviously, we're not going to be traveling anywhere near as much as we did in 2018. 2018 was like 260 days or something. Right now, it looks like we're not even reaching close to that, so it's good. Obviously, we're still hitting all the big events. I feel like in 2018, we weren't really, we didn't like solidify ourselves as number 2 for like a while. So that's why we're just fighting for all these events, going to every event possible. It did work, but obviously, by half the year, like you're getting drained out really fast, and like you kind of want just like a break. But in 2019, I don't feel like I really need a break, so it's good.
I guess you touched on it there by saying, we hadn't solidified ourselves as number 2. Do you feel like you've kind of been put in a box as number 2 to Astralis?
Until they get knocked down, that's the way it seems like right now. But obviously, they're not going to stay, the best forever. It's not going to be like that. And right now, we already kind of see them falling a bit, especially at the last event. They were 2-0, and then they lost 3 games in a row. Before losing one game to another team besides us was like kind of like considered like a fluke. But now it's like, it happened 3 times in a row. So maybe something's going on. You never know.
So I guess behind the scenes, when you're planning to go against them, you're starting to see, I guess, chinks in their armor and places that you can exploit them.
Yeah, always. When you're playing so good for so long, people are going to eventually catch up, no matter how hard you're working. It's just the way it is, because they have a lot to look at. They can just look at you, and the teams are also making their own stuff. And, eventually people are going to catch up, and that's what's happening.
Is there any player, I guess, not necessarily in the top team, but in the NA region that you're seeing and you're like, this is the guy to watch out for?
Trying to think of some names. Yeah. I don't really know. I guess Vice. I feel like he's been playing, good on C9 so far, and I feel like if he has more time in his team, he could develop pretty well. So.
I believe this is the last. That might be Pro League as well. Vertigo, coming in. Got to ask the question. I'm just going to say, what is your opinion on Vertigo?
I feel like part of me feels like it was thrown into the map pool just so Nuke was played more. And if that was their plan, they definitely did a good job, because we're seeing a lot of BO1 nukes. And that before that was really risky for teams, but now people are practicing hard. And it seems like an ongoing trend. Even for us, at Blast Miami, we had the opportunity to play 3 nuke games in a row and BO1s. It's crazy. But Vertigo seems like a really messy, fast-paced map without a lot of strategy being involved. And I feel like there's other options for them to put maps in, but in my mind, it definitely feels like they just put it in to see if Nuke was played more.
You said there's better options. Off the top of your head, what map would you have rather put in?
Well, there's 2 maps that they could have chose from that were put into the matchmaking map pool, Biome and Sub-Zero. I feel like Sub-Zero was already... It could have been a really good competitive map. A couple tweaks, maybe let pros play on it for a bit. It could have been good. And obviously a different themed map, snow map, would be fun to watch and competitive. And now it's gone, so...
Fair enough. Last question. How many bottles of gel do you need to do this?
Not many. I take 5 minutes. It's really fast.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
No worries, dude.